This installment is from a recent event we put on for victims of fires in Pacific Palisades and Malibu. We're going to be talking about what it takes to get permits and rebuild.
My name's Tony Walczuk. I've been a contractor here in Malibu since 1986. My family and I survived the Woolsey fire in 2018. So not only am I a contractor, I'm also a survivor of the fire, and I well aware of how difficult things can be, not only from a contractor's point of view, but also from a homeowner. I've been in business here in Malibu, and the last 6 years we've been working strictly on the fire rebuilds. I work with my son. We're a family-run business, and we've learned a lot. I learned a lot as being a contractor. I learned a lot from the insurance companies of being a fire survivor. One of the things that I really emphasize that I tell my folks is it's really important to get started early in this process. What we have is a major disaster. You have a lot of people who have lost their homes. The cities aren't quite prepared for what's coming on to them. So it's really important to get started early. Get your architect, get a team started, okay? Along with your architect, you have to have a whole lot of other people to help you, structural engineers, soils engineers. So it's really important to get started early. It's very difficult when you've lost everything to think about the future. It's a very devastating time. But what I really see as a big problem is procrastination among people. They're so devastated, and it's like, well, I'll get started tomorrow. So I'm really here to tell you that if you get in the queue early, you get started early, you're going to save a lot of time and you're going to save a lot of money. So that's basically, it's really important to move forward in this time. One of the things we're going to talk about tonight is what happens in the process when you go through the city. It's a very complicated process here in Malibu as well as the city of LA. Here in Malibu, you have to get a full set of plans, 3 sets of plans, as well as structural plans. And then you submit these plans to the planning department. After the planning department gives you a green stamp, it then goes out to various agencies. Building department, you got to go through geology, you have to go through the planning department. Each one of these organizations have to approve the plans. So they're separate entities. So it's very important to stay on top of the process, or to have a really good architect who's really good at following up. A lot of people ask about if they should get an expediter. It's really important, in my opinion, to get an expediter. The people at the city are a bit overwhelmed, so they really like working with the professionals. When they have homeowner after homeowner coming in and asking these basic questions, it gets really old for these folks. So they really like working with people who know what they're doing. So get yourself a good architect, and if they don't expedite the plans for you, make sure you get some help and kind of get somebody who knows the process, because it is quite tricky here in Malibu. A lot of different organizations. It's really important to know too that you have to get approved by all these different organizations. Each one's a separate entity. And if you can't get your final permit until each one has given you an approval. As well as the different organizations we have here in the city of Malibu, you also have to get some approvals from the city as well as the Water District 29. So these are organizations where you can't get a permit unless you get approval for them, but the city doesn't do it. You have to go out and do it on your own. So a lot of architects aren't even aware of some of these rules here in Malibu, so it's really important to get someone who's worked with Malibu in the past. As far as architects go, there's a lot of different ways you can go. There's a lot of great architects, but the most important thing is work with someone you feel comfortable with, and someone who has a contractor and a team that they work with in the past. And together you can make the process go a lot faster. So I'm a sports guy. I come from a sports background, so I really believe in making a strong team. So it's not just the architect. You're going to be working with your contractor for 1 or 2 years. So really take your time, do the right investigating. Here in the state of California, it's very easy to check. You go to the state board, you can check to make sure they're licensed, insured, and you can really do, your own due diligence will save you a lot of time and a lot of heartache in the future. A lot of things I get asked about is how long do these projects take? Well, first of all, it can take anywhere from 6 months, which is a very short time, to up to 1.5 years just to get your permits. So again, that's why you really got to get started early. You can make changes if you're not exactly sure how you want the house done. Don't worry about the little changes. Just get the project started. And then once you get your permit, construction time can take anywhere from 1 year to 2 years. Some projects are even up to 3 years. So again, get started. A lot of people have 2 years worth of rent. That goes pretty quickly, okay? So every month you don't get started now is 1 month longer you're going to have to get your rent taken care of. So I would say get started right away. A few other things that I wanted to go over. One of the things as being a contractor is when we lost our house, it truly was one of the worst experiences we ever went through. We were quite devastated. But what I really want you to know is that not only did we survive this fire, but we thrived. Okay, here we are 6 years later. We have the house of our dreams. We really went through a very hard time as a family, financially and mentally, but we came through it. So what is it, only been a few months through the fire? A lot of people are still wondering, what should I do? My advice is get started. Start working on the process. I really believe that the best form of recovery is to start the process. So once you start working with an architect, you start thinking about the future, things start working out a little better, and you're not so much worried about the past. Working with insurance can be tough. It's a tough game, but it can be won. You just have to do all these things that they mentioned before, keep track of things, really be on top of it. Most importantly, find an architect and a contractor that you can really trust. When submitting the plans, I think I mentioned you need 3 sets of architectural plans, 3 sets of structurals. You also have to have your structural calculations. You also have to have something called your Title 24, which is your energy compliance calculations. The biggest thing is there's hundreds of decisions that have to be made as a homeowner. I'm a contractor. I do it as a job. Not such a big deal. I'm used to it. You can really get caught up on the smallest details. You have to decide on tile. You have to decide on fixtures, okay? All these things. What I do with my clients is, even now, especially what's going ahead, and we don't know with the tariffs and the delays, is I'm recommending that people buy their appliances now and get them in storage. Same with tiles, same with everything, because there's going to be a situation in a year from now where it's going to be a year just to get a refrigerator, okay? If you get started now, you're going to be way ahead of the game, and you'll be able to get things a lot cheaper and a lot faster. So that's probably the thing that I want to emphasize the most, folks. If you're on the fence, not sure what to do, let's get going. If you're thinking that you're not going to want to build, again, take advantage of what the city's offering. Get your plan started. Your property will be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars more if you have plans and permits. So I would definitely get with your architects and get your project started as soon as you can.